Sleep paralysis. I have been having nightmares as long as I can remember. For years, I could see a man sitting on a dirty couch staring at me. Even in rooms where there was no couch, he would never fail to appear. I would never be able to see his face, only a vague shadow outlined, sunken in, but I could see that he was wearing a white and red pinstripe suit and a hat of some kind. In one hand he holds a pocket watch, in the other a cigarette. He always stares, saying nothing, and when I try to move, I hear a low, rumbling laughter arising from its chest. Then he takes a drag from that cigarette. The smell is always the same, like an off-brand Marlboro, the tip of the cigarette glowing a bright red, illuminating only the eyes for the briefest of moments. And then I see his teeth. They are not pearly white, nor were they yellowed completely, but they look sharp and rotten. It was like the man had eaten nothing but rotted meat for years. Every night since I was 16, I've seen this man. Every night, I've smelled that cigarette. Every night, I felt like death itself was watching me, waiting for me. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore, and I told my mom what was going on. She didn't seem to understand what I was trying to say, though. To her credit, my mom did take me to see a therapist almost as soon as we talked about it. My therapist, Mrs. Sadie, asked me a lot of questions and determined that it had to be sleep paralysis, which was connected to severe anxiety. It made sense. Since the dreams and the man in my dreams kept me awake, she believed that it bled into my waking life. She was right, of course. So Mrs. Sadie and I worked on all kinds of treatments and methods. Everything from mindfulness, hypnosis, EMDR. But when she was unable to connect any of the dreams with trauma, she recommended that I go to a sleep center to be observed, to determine if it wasn't some form of sleep apnea making the sleep paralysis worse. The psychologist and sleep technicians all welcomed me just before inviting me to a small room. They put all kinds of wires and pads on my temples and all over my body. They said it would help them monitor everything, heart rate, blood pressure, and all that sort of stuff. It took me a few hours to actually fall asleep. I was still nervous, but even more so from being watched by complete strangers. But eventually, sleep found me. Like clockwork, though, I vaguely awoke to the smell of the thick cigarette smoke. There, in a dim corner, at the foot of the bed, the couch, and the man appeared. He was smiling and laughing, and for the first time in all of my years of sleep paralysis, he spoke. His voice was hoarse and raspy, but threatening. It was full of menace as he spoke. "I see you're waking up now, Leslie." His raspy voice rumbled as he pulled that pocket watch from his breast pocket. It was silver, with 2 rubies set closely. I recognized the shape of a raven on a branch, a mouse skull under its raptor-like talons, all set against a full moon background. You'll be going to them. But afterwards, we'll have a chat. What do you say? I tried to scream, thrash, anything to get the attention of the sleep technicians and let them know I wasn't alone in the room. But by the time they burst into the room, I was shaking. They held me down and told me everything was okay. Nothing was in the room, they said. They didn't see anything. It was nothing. A dream. Oh, Leslie. These scientists. They always think they know what's going on. That they have all the answers. But you and I, we both know who and what I am. And I'm going to be there with you forever. Nothing they do will make me go away. No pills, no shots, nothing. We're together forever. And I can't wait to see you again. Well, everyone, it's still spooky month, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this story. I wrote it not too long ago. I know it doesn't quite have an ending or an explanation, but when it comes to horror, remember, less is more. Show, don't tell. Make of it what you will, but I had fun writing and being able to narrate the story. Honestly, it feels kind of nice being able to go back to my roots of creepypasta narration, even if it is my own stories. But as you all know, the ASMR things are just on track, so don't you worry. In the meantime, thank you all for coming by and listening. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. We'll return to the less spooky monster-filled stuff at the end of October. In the meantime, sweet dreams and pleasant nightmares.